Hello and welcome back to the brosBTalking podcast. It's me, one of your co-hosts, Drift BGS, also known as Bobby, and I'm joined today with
your other co-host, Toby, also known as Bob Bauer, and we are joined today by our second guest.
That would be me, Kit. I'm here from 5amFireAlarm.
my new
How you
favourite
doing
band.
today, bro?
What have you been up to, Kit, today?
Unfortunately, recently it's just been moving house, which is always the longest possible thing you can do.
Moving house
yeah,
sucks.
I spoke to Kit about 2 days before he moved to his new house, and I said, I was like, what's your bedroom like? Is it better or like worse than the one you've got now? And he was like, I don't know which room I've got, and I was like, how can you be moving into a place and not know what room's gonna be yours? Like that's just the sort like Kit just goes with the flow, and I love it.
What can I say? There are more important things going on in that moment than who gets what room.
So apart from moving house, Kit is also in a band, 5amFireAlarm. You've released 2 songs so far, and you've got 2 more in the works, have you?
Yeah, that's correct. We've got another two coming out on the 20. Can't get the date wrong now. 21st of June, and then we're doing a single release party for it on the 28th.
Cool.
And where's that single release party gonna be?
It's back in the Hen and Chicken again, the old and faithful.
Whereabouts is the hen and chicken for our viewers listening?
That might help, wouldn't it? That
Okay.
is in Bristol, Bedminster.
Be there or be square. I heard 21st
Or
of June.
or be round.
Yep. Triangular, like Kit is.
Oblong.
Now everything has changed.
So how many people are in your band then?
So we now have four band members in our band. It's myself, my younger brother Joss. He plays rhythm guitar. Then our lead singer Rodri. He also plays lead guitar. And then Alex Lambert, who is our drummer. Don't know why he was the only one who got a surname there, but here we are.
Classic drummer.
And then you play the bass, don't you?
Oh yeah, that might help. Yeah. I'm the bassist in the band. Helps if I tell my bit.
Whose vocals? Again, sorry, I might have missed it.
So that's our lead singer, Rodri.
Oh,
He's
honestly, he has got an insane voice. I'm not gonna
no,
lie.
honestly, fair play to him. Like he only started learning how to sing about 3 years ago, just before we started the band. And to think he's never had any training or anything like that, you would not think it when you hear him sing.
I always think that musicians and singers and bands and like that sort of things that are like are natural. Like it's always just better than somebody who's maybe like, yeah, I know you've trained it from like if you do singing lessons from like the age of like 10, like you're going to be decent at singing no matter what. But like then there's people that like it's just their voice just hits like different notes and you're just there
Exactly.
like and they're able to hold the notes as well.
Yeah. Like what can you say? Some people are just naturally gifted, and he is definitely one of those people.
It swallows me and collides with your life. Now that's the problem, you say. I don't want you to say for me.
So, what inspired you to start the band, and what sort of bands inspire you personally?
So the whole well, it's sort of cliche at this point, isn't it? But the whole thing of starting a uni band whilst you're in first year of uni is so often the case. But hey, but what can you say when you're getting a student loan and not doing any of your degree? Of course, you're just going to want to play music all day with your mates.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it started. Where Joss and Rod just heard each other playing. They were in the same student halls, and then before you know it, just ends up starting jamming together. But now the rest is history. All started forming from there. just so luck happened that Rod's best friend from back home was the insane drummer, and then I just started learning bass around the same time. So it was like the stars had just aligned for us to start this band.
So whose idea was what was it then, or was it like a collective idea then?
It was definitely it was either Rod or Joss's. I feel like it was more Rod's. Rod was the one being like, yes, let's do this, and Joss was like, come on then, yeah, this seems like a great idea. But I think it was between those two, but both of them realizing how great each other were at playing their instruments and really getting along together, really just cemented it down.
And then you just said, like, I'm gonna join in.
Yeah, I was just dragged along for the ride. Josh just shows up one day, is just like, yeah, you're gonna be in the band, and I'm just here like,
Yeah,
okay.
but you've got the long hair to do the head was it head bobbing or head smashing?
Head banging.
Head banging.
It's not really head banging music. In the edit, you'll hear it interspersed throughout the episode. But
No, but I have seen the 5am Fire Alarm live, and I have seen Kit there. Like I've got a video of him. I'll pull it. We'll have it in the edit as well. Is Kit just going absolutely ham with it, bopping his head back and forth. Like you wouldn't know it was Kit unless you saw him at the beginning, because he just got all of his hair across his face, because his hair's like, is it down to like your elbows?
Well, it used to be.
no,
His long hair gone.
I shaved it all off.
Oh my god.
yeah,
I'm now a skinhead.
Right, we potentially we will have a photo of that in the edit. We'll have to
Potentially we'll get you a photo.
we'll have a before and after. Maybe a photo of your new head near the video of you headbanging.
You can do a poll, see which one people prefer.
I will do that poll. You can do them on YouTube. We'll
I'm
see what people
definitely
want.
going to be voting for the long hair Kit's OG kid. But when you have short hair, it used to look like a Lego man.
Hey, I gotta say, my hair is now shorter than I've ever had it in my life. I literally buzz cutted it right the way back. So hopefully not a Lego man anymore.
The viewers should be thankful we're on season 1 and not season 2, so they've been saved the show.
I can't believe you called our guest, our second ever guest, a Lego man, Toby, to his face.
To his face? Well,
No, nothing I haven't heard before.
To your face.
Yeah, you can't say Toby talks behind your back. So, quick, I have a basic question to ask.
Let's hear it.
So I've always wondered this. Do people that play music in a band and release music, like rather than just like jamming with their friends, do you play the type of music you listen to?
That's a very hard question, because I have a very, very broad taste in music. But we primarily play solely what we want to be playing. Like that being said, like there are some songs which come primarily from other bandmates, like it's like their personal song that they've started writing and things like that. So it's more to their taste. But we all throughout all of our music, I would say we get to play what we want a lot of the time, except for me and Alex, because we do like a lot of hardcore and metal, which unfortunately does skew the statistics a little bit because we don't play much metal.
So what would you say your sort of genre is then? Like, if 5am Fire Alarm was like a genre, like in Spotify, what is it? Like, if somebody was like looking to listen to you guys, like how would they do that?
I'd probably go down the route of calling it indie alternate rock, but I'd probably. Yeah.
I would have thought indie rock. That was going to be my guess, but then I'm not that knowledgeable in the music, so I didn't want to say it. And then you guys be like, what?
the phrase we've been saying a little bit more recently, that seems to sort of like encompass it a bit better. It's eclectic rock.
Cool.
Because we a lot of our songs are drastically different to each other and come from very different different styles and things like that. Obviously, not from just the 2 songs that we have out at the minute, but yeah, there's a big variety in there. So sometimes it's hard to just say, right, we're just an indie band, or we're just doing this, something else.
This is a bit of a off cuff question. It wasn't actually one that I had written down, but if you were to become let's say that you've released like we're into the future and you've released like 10 singles, yeah, and
Yeah.
let's say that one of them does like better than all of them combined, would you then predominantly go to doing more of that type of music, or would you carry on still doing your variety and then just sort of knowing every 1 in 3 or 4 might be a hit, or would you work with the audience that you're clearly like clicking with?
No, I don't think so, to be honest, because like that. Oh, sorry, that's a hard question to properly put into words. But no, I wouldn't want to say that if we'd just made a really good song that made it really well in the charts, like we wouldn't just then start just trying to churn out the same sort of sounding song every single time.
Not so much same sounding song, but like maybe a drum. So you know how you said that you don't do much like heavy metal stuff, right?
Yeah.
What if it was a more heavy metal type of like the most heavy metal 5 a.m. Fire Alarm song, and that was like the big hit? Would you then go, okay, maybe we actually explore a bit, carry on still doing what you're doing, but more of the metal side because you're like that's working, or would you just sort of hope that it catches on the other genres like it did with the metal one?
Keep making the music that we want to make, and if people are enjoying it, that's good enough for us.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Like yeah, I think that's the most real, and I feel like everyone in the band would probably say a very similar thing as well.
it's a tough question, isn't it? Because it's like what I think of whenever I think about this is, you know, Dexy's Midnight Runners that Come On Eileen. It's like, name another one of their songs. They did this one song that is an absolute banger, and they said, well, it's not the kind of music we want to do, but then that's like an immortal song, but is like their biggest song. Like, you'd go to their you know, concerts now and expect it to be played, basically, and if it doesn't,
oh yeah, if you went to their concert and they didn't play that, you would definitely feel robbed. You'd be down like, what happened there?
So that's like the biggest. I mean, obviously,
It's also the same. It's the same with Kings of Leon as well, because they did Sex on Fire. That's like their most famous song, but they've said numerous times that they're really not they really don't really like that song very much. Like, it's not one they're particularly proud of.
Yeah, exactly.
But somehow it's their biggest.
You can't control like what the public will find the most popular, and it might not even be like mass appeal. It might be that like you just get like 500 hardcore fans that all love, you know, your single Worlds Away and are obsessed with it, and then no matter what you do,
I have shown a few people that song. I'm not gonna lie, straight away they've actually just put it straight onto their playlist.
yeah, I think it's sick. I think it's really good. I think One's good as well.
Thank you, boys. I really appreciate it.
So what's the name of the new song?
So we've actually got 2 new songs coming out at the same time. So we're doing a two-sided single, and the first the A side of that single is going to be called The Same Mind, and then the B side will be called Better. The B side we actually recorded about 2 or 3 months ago, and we just haven't got around to releasing it yet. So we thought it would be a funny little thing to have that as the B side, because it's better late than never.
100%.
Can you just quickly repeat the names of them? Sorry, because it cut out at the
Of
beginning.
course. The problem, it's The Same Mind and then Better Late Than Never.
Cool. Yeah, and I like Better Late Than Never is the one that you recorded first and have taken a while to release. That's our approach to releasing podcast episodes, isn't it, Toby?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's too easily done.
So being in a band, and producing music and getting gigs at establishments like the Hen and Chicken, must be tough. Sort of organizing that many people. What sort of tough lessons have you learned being in a band and producing music, and what would you kind of say to someone considering it or is interested in it?
That's an interesting
End of
question.
the question, Bob. If we
Yeah.
were on camera, I just did an imaginary mic drop. I was like, what?
See, the thing is, like, we've come into lots of problems already. Biggest one I'd probably say is the time management over how much money we can afford to pay towards the stuff we're doing, because all of it costs so much money all the time. So there's our own individual equipment as an individual musician, where we have to constantly be making sure that's not broken and in working order to play and record. And then there's the band equipment on top of that, where we're trying to afford to pay for microphones and things like that, so we can do home recordings. And then affording to pay for studios and videographers and video and photographers and stuff like that to actually promote ourselves. And before long, it turns into a lot of money, and we never have enough time in the day to be able to do the things we want to do. And it's just time management, and then also being proactive with promoting yourselves, because we are awful at promoting our own band.
Well, that actually does lead to one of my questions is, what happened with the promotion of the last song?
Yeah, so we kind of dropped the ball on that one. That one fucked up.
But when you do release these, we can post it on the brosBTalking as well, and so everyone will be able to hear it as soon as it's out, and I can post it on my own personal one as well.
That is honestly amazing. Like our aim is to actually promote this next single and do a lot more for it, because we barely did any promotional material for the last one at all. And that ties into the whole time management thing as a band. It's not something that you'd even think about when starting a band. The whole when you start a band is like, right, let's make some good music, and surely that would be the only thing you need. But unfortunately, there's so much more to it these days than just being good at what you play.
So what sort of like feeling, or sort because genre would be the wrong word, but like what sort of like feeling are these sort of songs? Like, for example, Worlds Away is actually like a really nice sort of like chilled song, and you could sort of like imagine sort of like listening to that whilst it's sort of like laying in the sun, like having a beer.
Yeah.
What about these ones coming up?
I'd probably say that, like, The Same Mind is very heartfelt, but at the same time has a very like sort of dancey rhythm to it. So it like it gets you wanting to move a little bit more. Both of them do, to be fair. But I'd say The Same Mind is a little more heartfelt in comparison to Better Late Than Never. Better Late Than Never is a little bit more tongue in cheek.
Oh, okay. So Better Late Than Never is more of like a cheeky song, sort of.
Yeah. Now I've said that, I'm not like, wait, is it?
How do you, when you're recording music, and so I guess like you jam together, you sort of, someone writes a guitar riff, and then someone writes some lyrics, and you put them together and see what works. How do you how do you choose the length of the songs? Because I was impressed to see that Worlds Away was 5 minutes long, which is on the sort of longer side, isn't it, for that sort of indie rock
Yeah.
song?
So I a lot of the time it'll start off where one of us has a section for it. They show it to the rest of us. Normally starts out with quite literally just jamming it out for a little while, like couple of days, couple of weeks, not even weeks, couple of days. and then from there we start adding other sections to it, so like chorus, things like that. And then it's literally once we've got the general structure of the song, we then just spend a little bit more time together, just refining each individual section, and just try and see what fits well and whether we need to extend certain bits or shorten them, things like that. Because to be honest, a lot of the time we're not really thinking about how long it is until we've finished the whole song, and then we're like, oh, it's
Would you
however long.
Would
Okay.
you ever cut a song for being too long, or like vice versa? Would you ever sort of like, do you ever like finish a song and then sort of look at each other and be like, you know what, that was only like a minute and a half. We need to make this at least 2 minutes or something.
More realistically, it's the other way around. We normally finish a jam, look at each other like, we just jammed that for 15 minutes. We can't have a song that's 15 minutes long.
That's a soundscape at that point. You're creating like a
Exactly.
soundscape.
So yeah, a lot of the time it's like what can we cut down, and how many bars can we take out of this chorus because it's
Couldn't
too
you just
long.
split that into 3 different songs though?
Easier said than done.
Not 3 different songs with the
I
same
guess
chorus.
because in a song you're on like certain, it's like you're on like certain loops and cycles, aren't you? And like patterns, and that's sort of what's making the sound.
Yes, I think I understand what you mean, but also I'm slightly confused by what you said.
Bob, did I make any sense there?
Basically, Toby's saying that there are repeating elements that tie a song together, such as the chorus or maybe like a bridge or something that is
Like the
repeated,
that's literally exactly what.
which would stop you from making a 50-minute song that has multiple choruses in it, 3 different songs. But then, Toby,
Yeah.
the song will have its own like journey, won't it? Like maybe there'll be a bit more solo-y. It's like both One and Worlds Away kind of pick up in a tempo and not quite tempo, but you know what I mean. They kind of build up
No,
as they go
they
along.
do that, Bobby. So you were right on the money when you said that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but both of them progressively get
Bobby
faster
knows,
throughout the song. So yeah, you got it right on the money.
But yeah,
But yes. Yeah, sorry, Bobby. Crack on.
no, I was just gonna say yeah. So there are like obviously they do increase the tempo, so they maybe could be split if they were 15 minutes. I think that's what Toby was trying to say.
But it might end up being like there's good ones and like bad ones.
Just the one and never stay. Tired of it.
A question I did have for you, Kit, right?
Yeah.
Is what's something that happens while performing that people might not think of? Because for those people who don't know, you can tell me how you've done quite a few, like you've done quite a few like live shows and stuff, and I've come to see you live. Like so what's something that happens while performing that people might not think of?
The worst one I think that can happen to a guitarist at least, including bass in that, is your cable dying halfway through a song or something like that, or one of your patch cables between your pedals deciding to give up in the middle of a show, because then you have to frantically scramble to try and fix it. And if you're say if you're the rhythm guitar, it becomes very obvious that you're not playing if something like that goes wrong.
Yeah, and I'm assuming they're quite expensive as well, because obviously the answer that I would come to, I'd be there like, well, when you just take a spare one, just so you can like swap it if it does happen. But I can imagine a little bit spenny, and as you were saying earlier, finances for the band obviously going to be tight because you're new. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly. And to be fair, price-wise for cables is not honestly too bad, but it's just the frantic scramble as you try and find that backup cable or try and figure out the problem. Like even if you did have a spare one on stage, it will still take you so long and be so obvious that something's gone wrong. That I think that's probably one of the worst things to happen whilst live.
Technical
Or
issues
snapping
suck.
strings. Yeah, just technical issues are just your worst.
we've
worst
had
friend.
our fair share of them on the pod. Well, we feel like we had one of them today, boys, eh?
Yeah.
I thought you were hinting towards that when you said it in the first place. So
Oh no, even without today's palaver, we would have we've had quite a few scenarios where, like when we first did it, my internet would just cut out like every 20 minutes.
fuck. Oops.
Like it'll connect quite quickly back, but it would cut out like every 20-30 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
any
it
any
was,
live
rather
performance is absolutely ruined by technical issues. It's even at work when you're trying to present something, or at uni, or I guess Twitch is a live performance and your internet cuts out, or your camera stops working, or no one can hear you.
Go check Drifty out. It's a live performance there.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I striptease sometimes. You have to follow to see that.
Sometimes you have to watch them all because it's only for like
It's only
it's like
30
40
seconds.
minents into a random episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, technical issues
So-
are just
So you were saying about technical issues. So just like the last sort of thing on that would be like, have you guys bombed before? And by bombed, for people who don't know, like the term I'm trying to use is like when comedians will sometimes go on there and they're bomb, and it basically means like the room won't be laughing with them and stuff like that. Like, have you ever sort of had that where they've had like technical difficulties, or maybe didn't have the turnout you thought, or the crowd just wasn't really feeling it, or you weren't feeling it, or something?
so there's only one gig in particular that I think any of us would refer back to when asked this question. And that was a small little gig that we did in this place called the Volunteer Tavern here in Bristol. And it's this lovely little quiet little small like, it's not even really a venue, it's just like a little courtyarded pub. But we were doing a gig in there, and pretty much all of us got a bit too drunk before we did that gig, and we all just absolutely played awfully.
Oh, no.
To the point where I was forgetting how I started a couple of our songs, and some of those songs that I was starting, it was literally just me and the drums playing, and I'm there like, wait, how do we start this song again? And yeah, that one did not go well for us, it's fair to say. Luckily, we've learnt our lesson now. Don't drink
I was
and
about to
play
say,
instruments.
the pressure must just get on as well. Like, as soon as you do that, like, even if people aren't like looking at each other like, oh, what's going on? Because like you're a musician and stuff, and you're like straight away like, oh my god, they know that. Well, because other people that don't know the song won't know how it starts.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd just always play it off. If I was a musician, that's what I'd always do. They'd be there like, you messed up a bit there. I'm like, no, I was just trying something new there.
Well,
Didn't
that
work
was the
out.
thing. We tried to style it off, but then I proceeded to get it wrong another 2 times. So it became very
Get the chorus
obvious.
wrong like halfway through.
Exactly, like, so yeah, it comes very obvious on the 3rd or 4th attempt that you're doing something wrong there.
That is a nightmare. I could just imagine Toby being like, "Oh yeah, I was trying to style it off," and it'd be like, "You puked and fell off the stage." Well, was that part of the performance? You're like, "Yeah, I was trying something new."
Of course, like,
I mean, like,
played-
obviously it didn't work. I can tell that now.
I played for 20 minutes without it being plugged in. My electric guitar being plugged in to the amp.
I
It's a
was
new
just
thing I'm
playing the
trying.
piano and I just pressed the DJ mode.
yeah.
But, no, that's fair. I've got an off-script question here. It's just to build some lore for your fans in the future. Are there any like quirks or anything that while you guys are rehearsing or preparing to perform, or while you're performing, do you have any like quirks or any like traditions or good luck charms that you guys do at all?
Not per se, but there have been some.
Imagine if you guys sent brosBTalking a tenner before every show.
Sorry, what? Repeat that again there, Toby?
I said, imagine if you guys sent brosBTalking a tenner each before every show. Just imagine.
That'd be a lot of good luck.
That.
Like,
All the good luck that could be achieved.
Sorry, carry on.
To be honest, we don't have any traditions per se in that sense, but there have been a couple of times where me and Alex have done random stuff to like bring in the energy from the universe, and one of those times involved me getting our band posters and then making a pentagram on it and doing our little ritual. Sounds so dumb saying it. But yeah, so we did that one time. That was quite funny. The other two boys came in the kitchen like, "What are you doing?" And we're like, "Witchy stuff."
That is so scary. I just want for the viewers to know I wasn't there at that particular event.
Actually, Toby, I think it was. That was
passport at that event, though.
Well, you lost passport of the World's Away one.
No, at the
Oh, Cloak and Dagger.
No,
Yeah.
the hen and chicken.
What? Wait,
On Saturday, the 1st of April.
Yes. But you lost your passport in the hen.
No, well, I don't know where I lost it, hence how I lost it.
Ah. Oh yeah, because it was in the house, and that was where you thought you had it.
To this day, I still think it's in your room, even though you've moved house now.
Yeah, you never know. One of these days,
probably in a box in your room.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand up one time. It's just gonna fall out, and I'm just like, what? Where has this spawned in from?
It would have been so good if Toby did lose it in a place called the Cloak and Dagger. That's like where the Thieves Guild would meet. I'd be like, why did you let Toby in there? He was gonna get robbed. He was gonna get pickpocketed at some point. The Cloak and Dagger. All the rogues meet.
Yeah, Bobby has sort of got a point there.
Yeah, I got now you bring it up. There are a lot of old timey sounding places and venues and pubs in Bristol. But as I said, the other venue I was just referring to, the Volunteers Tavern, like that sounds like something on the verge.
Don't worry, you'll be at Wembley soon.
Of course, yeah.
So, well, talking about Wembley, if you could have one person alive to join your band, who would it be?
Fucking hell. Sorry for the language. Sorry, I know stream.
Oh, that's all right.
Apologies.
Cut it.
Okay. That right there. That is a big old question. Who would we have? But what would it? Do you reckon? Oh wow.
Like rattle off some names that you're sort of thinking of, then you can sort of narrow it down between the few you say.
Well, I'd love to play with Phil. Phil.
What, Phil from Nick's Timber? That was on the pod.
Yeah, he was the other interviewee.
No, I just got a combination of names mixed up in my head, and it just came out as Phil. You know.
Phil on the triangle stick.
Yeah. Like, he's just there for the vibes. He just brings all the energy to the band. Like that's the only reason.
He brings the height, doesn't he?
Exactly. He just elevates us to a higher level of band.
Phil, if you're listening for that, you gotta drop it a like.
No, but I was gonna say Flea, and it came out as Phil, and I was like, this is not the right dude. But yeah, honestly, Flea or John Frusciante, I'd love to play with. They are two insanely talented musicians.
Cool.
So what do they play?
So Flea is a bassist for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and
Right.
John Frusciante is the lead guitarist for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're just insane musicians who just know how to with the music and how to without saying words to each other, just knowing exactly what they're about to do. And I've always had such great admiration for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're insane musicians. Those guys.
Yeah, no, I do like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Do you know what's weird, right? Bob, you can back me on this. Before we started the pod, we were talking about 5am fire alarm, and I said to him, I was like, if I ever have to explain what sort of music it's like, I was there like I almost feel that your music I get the sort of same vibe as Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was there like I don't know why, but I do just sort of, I guess it's sort of like the same genre and stuff like that. And obviously those are like, you know, I asked you to pick one, and the two you narrowed it down to both were in Red Hot Chili Peppers. So it sort of shows that, almost going back to Bobby's question earlier, do you play the music you like? I guess in a sort of way you do. It's sort of it's like when you play sport, you try and sort of play a bit like your favorite players, don't you?
No, exactly so. And in regards to comparing ourselves a bit to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, throughout their career, they have made such a range of music within their scope, and that I feel like, well, I hope our band ends up doing something similar, in the sense of where we make a ton of different music, but all to a really good standard, where we're really enjoying what we do.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Maybe we can get you and Red Hot Chili Peppers onto maybe you can be like their opening acts or something. That'd be sick.
Yeah, maybe. See, what you got to do is you guys have got to make this talk show so big that the Red Hot Chili Peppers are just begging you guys to come on.
That would be cool. I would like to meet the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I think we all would.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Talking of your favorite bands, though, Kit, what are your top 3 favorite albums? If you had to take 3 albums onto a desert island to listen to until you died, what would you pick?
Getting shot by me at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So this is just an insanely hard question to ever narrow down. But if I was gonna, I think there's one album which I know would always be in there, and I think that'd have to be Demon Days by the Gorillaz.
Oh, cool.
I've loved them since that album was my childhood, basically. So I feel like that album, without fail, will be in that list.
Whenever I hear that song, you know, the one that goes, ooh, ooh, I always think of you. You love that song. You know, what's it going like?
Feel Good Inc., yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. See, you even know it with my bad.
I knew what you were referring to. It's all good. And I think my next album would probably have to be one from the Chili's. So hard to narrow down, but I think it would probably be By the Way,
Cool.
which is their 3rd or 4th album, I believe.
Yep. Got some absolute bangers on that one.
Yeah, again, that's another album from my childhood, which I just listened to religiously when I was younger, and that just always has a special place in my heart. But then my final album, I think is probably going to have to be from a band that I've only recently started listening to, and that's an album from Radiohead, and that's In Rainbows.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean by In Rainbows?
It's the name of the
album. The album's called In Rainbows.
Oh right, I thought it was like a place or something. We've been talking about Cloak and Dagger, the Chicken and Hen, like.
Yeah, In a Rainbow isn't far off from a wacky bar name. But yeah, Radiohead's my new favourite band of all time at the minute. I'll be honest, they are insane. And
new favourite band of all time. I guess that sentence sort of makes sense.
Nothing
wouldn't they be your new favourite band?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have some bangers.
Yeah. They are proper weird, and they make some crazy weird music, and half of it is unlistenable if you've never listened to Radiohead before. But it's alright because they make some beautiful music.
Right, and then I've written this down. I'm not. It doesn't really relate. So apart from listening to Radiohead, what is your favorite thing to do on a night out? And like, what sort of bands or places do you like going that is music related? I was trying to get it music related.
So this is the thing I'm gonna say isn't actually music related,
Okay.
but I feel like it needs to be mentioned, and that is the antics, as we refer to them as, and that is just getting out on a night out and then just basically just getting up to weird shenanigans on your night out, like annoying random blokes just by calling him the wrong name of like, nah, you know us, Dave. Like, come on, Dave, like you know us, and random things like this. It's very fun on a night out when you're pissed, I gotta say.
Causing carnage is the
Basically,
answer.
yeah, causing
So-
carnage
so
and
you
making
can
people
just-
have a bad night.
You can just imagine Kit trying to sort a gig for 5am fire alarm, and it's absolutely happened. He's like, we should play here, and it's like a restaurant, and they're like, what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've probably done that before, so yeah, I'll take that.
Cool.
Do you want? So if anyone wants to find you on Instagram, you're on Instagram, aren't you? And how is it all like? We'll have the link in the description as well.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be posting your singles on that, aren't you?
Yeah, so we're going to be announcing the singles in the next couple of days as soon as we get the photos back from our latest photo shoot for it, and then about a week or two after that, we're gonna then announce our single release party as well, because we've got the act sorted for it as well, and we're just trying to find a good sound engineer to do the night. But other than that, we're pretty much ready to go with it all. We've just got to get on the promotion is the next big step for us.
Well, that sounds awesome. Well, if you guys are listening, go drop them a follow. They got some interesting stuff coming up, and if you do live near Bristol or in Bristol, go see them live, and you can go see the headbang without the hair. Maybe we'll buy him a wig or something to do it with, because I think it is just needed. Because I don't think I'm going to believe it's you, Kit, with that long hair. To be honest.
Hey, what the good thing is, because I used to wear it in a man bun so much, it's not as jarring because it's just
I don't know.
it's
Kit, I still think you being bald is going to be jarring.
yeah, it is. I won't lie to you, it is.
Just for the viewers, me and Kit are very good friends. I just can't be nice to him. It's just really weird. Everyone else I'm usually fine with, but you know, it's just Kit, innit?
Can't even try and be nice. He just
Nah, I can't even like he just tries to get a compliment out, then it's like no, can't do it.
What would you say if I said I was ready now? Ignore before, suck a bike around. When it rains, it pours, I thought.
Right, I've got two last questions. Right, so one of them is, what advice would you give to a band just starting out? So if they were just about to release, they're talking with their mates, they're talking about going to release a single, just a little bit of advice to them. If they're listening now, what would you say to them?
That's a hard question to answer, because realistically, if you want to make lots of music and get it out there in the world, you just need money, unfortunately. And that is the unfortunate truth about the music industry for independent bands.
Yeah, but give us something a bit more, like something that they can do. Like they'll know the facts, and that's just the world, isn't it? Money makes things easier, but you can't. Like you guys have sort of been struggling with, but as you guys are proving, you guys can make it work. Like, is there any just sort of, I don't know, a bit more encouraging advice?
Is it easier
Sorry,
to
I'm very. Yes, yeah. So the main thing is just promote the hell out of yourself. Like, just be always promoting your band and your music in any and all platforms that you can. It's basically the way of the world of music nowadays, if you're an independent band, promote the hell out of yourself.
I think you've just sort of got to have a different sort of outlet between personal social media and when you're promoting stuff for the band. And so like it's the same with what we're like with the pod. Like I'd say 80% of the stuff I post about is about the pod.
Yeah.
But, like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's just because it is content for people to watch. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're posting like a photo that's cool and you're trying to get like you're literally saying to people, come watch this. And like we say, like if you are listening and you're enjoying, please do hit that subscribe button and drop us a like. And tell us in the comments what you think. Kit with hair or kit without hair?
Yeah,
What's more
you're-
scary?
You are literally right. Just every day, just be putting up random polls and doing random engaging things, and yeah, literally that is the big thing. Just having a platform for your audience to engage with you
So
on.
sort of like creating an Instagram, posting about it on Snapchat, Facebook, and stuff. And the other thing as well, I just like I'm asking mates to be able to do stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you coming on
Yeah.
here and like promoting it and being able to talk about it, where other people will be able to click on the link and watch it. And then if it's okay with you guys, maybe we'll be able to use some of your music, editing us in now. That was my last. That going into my last question. That sort
Let's
of
hear
thing
it.
is: can we expect to have the auto tune for our intro for brosBTalking for season 2?
Yes.
Brilliant.
About time.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Yes, you can. I will ensure that gets to you for the start of season 2. When is the come on then? When are you guys starting season 2? When does that end?
This is our ninth episode, and then in 2 weeks' time we'll have our finale. But we might do it on the Wednesday. But I think me and Bobby talked about maybe doing it on the weekend because we will let people know what we're doing. But at the moment, potentially, it looks like we're doing we're going to do a pod, then followed by a gaming stream. So you could jump
Right,
onto the gaming stream and stuff, and we're going to be we're going to be like downing drinks for anyone that follows or subscribes. So by the time we get onto the gaming pod and we're playing Fortnite or Fall Guys or Among Us, we're going to be a little bit tipsy.
Well, that sounds like a hell of a season finale if ever I've heard one.
Be a good time.
Mm.
Bobby, do you have any more questions?
I have a quick two. One of them was going to be negative, but to end it, I'll end it on a positive. But my first one is: would you recommend starting a band with people that you're really, really close with, or is it better to have like some sort of distance between the band members? Like maybe you don't live together. You got to get on with each other, I guess. But you know,
To be honest with you, I think the most important thing is having that chemistry between your bandmates. If you're not, I hate to use the word, but if you're not just vibing with each other when you're writing, when you're recording, when you're just socializing with each other, if you're not doing that, like that's going to come across in the music. I feel like that little bit of like tension and distance between the band members. Just I feel that is you don't want that. You want you and your bandmates to be like a tight knit family. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work as well as
Well, yeah,
as
because
other bands.
you got to struggle together, and I think lots of people expect instant results, and I think that's just unrealistic when you're starting a band, starting a football team, a pod, a business, whatever it may be. To expect results straight away, it's just silly. Like, well, think about it. Even when you have like a baby, right? You don't expect it to be walking and talking straight away, do you? But like by the time it's 10 years old, you sort of expect it to be walking and talking, you know?
Exactly, and like it's every brand new band. It's gonna be a couple of years minimum before you're going to be remotely be starting to get noticed and starting to actually get some traction. It's very, very rare that a band, they release a single, their first single, they blow up and they become the next big thing. Like it's
And they're usually one-hit wonders, the ones that do that.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah. So yeah. To answer your question there, Bobby. Yes, you want that chemistry between all your bandmates, and yeah, you want to feel like you're tight knit around. Yes, sometimes maybe not living together all at the same time is good to have that little bit of space, but as individuals and how you get along with each other within the band, you want to be as tightly knit as you can.
Cool. And then my final question, it was going to be what artist / genre is overrated. Let's go with underrated. Do you have any underrated artists? Maybe someone else that plays the sort of same gigs as you. Anyone else to shout out, or any funky indie songs to point out to anyone in the audience listening?
So I've got two bands I actually want to shout out in that regard. So the first one is going to be actually playing with us at our single release party on the 28th, and that is Paperboy. They are a young indie band, and they just make really, really good indie, like super indie, like the most indie you can think, to the point where they have a harmonica solo in one of their songs.
Cool.
What makes indie more indie?
Well, if you listen to Paperboy, you'll be like, oh, okay, it's just.
Right, I'm gonna have to
so
give a
indie.
listen now, because
Yeah.
it's more indie than indie. So
Yeah, literally, like it's so on the nose, like so over the top indie, but I fucking love them. Their music they're making. And then the other band is a band from Bath, which I've really really like, and have done for a good couple of years now. And they're called Hum Fuzz, and I don't even know the best way of describing their music. Other than if you've listened to the band Cat Empire before, they just have this lovely bouncy fun vibe about their music that just makes you want to sort of sit in the sun drinking the beers before going on to actually makes like sort of sun. So yeah.
Cool. No, awesome. Yeah. So make sure to check out Paperboy, Hum Fuzz, and Cat Empire.
Yes.
Well, on that note, whilst you're going on and checking everything, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on the video, and make sure to go over to Kit's page and go and follow 5am Fire Alarm. That's a bit of a tongue turner sometimes, saying that quite a lot.
Nearly said 5M. Tongue twister. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that one.
How do you abbreviate it? Do you say do you call yourselves like 5am, or do you call yourselves like 5FA or something?
Or the alarm.
I think the more common one that I've heard is just 5am rather than the alarm.
5am. Well, make sure to go follow 5am and listen to their newest releases. That is on the
21st of June, I heard at the Head and Chicken.
So the single comes out on the 21st, and then the following Friday is the single release party.
And that will be posted onto the brosBTalking Instagram. So go give that a follow and make sure to stay posted. And thank you very much for coming on, Kit.
Well, I really appreciate you boys having me on here.
And thank you for listening. Remember to follow and subscribe. Check out 5am Fire Alarm on Spotify and on YouTube. I've seen a video of you guys performing as well, so I'll chuck that into the edits as well.
Many thanks there, boys. Yeah, I'll send you over some videos for it.
Right. See ya.
See ya.